Hey, welcome back to Life the Wild Ride. We are actually back on the bus, and Tracy's here too. She's sitting in the driver's seat right there. So I'm not sure if you saw, we had this together, and there was actually one more right here for our kitchen cabinet. And we were going to do a flip up top here to have our L shape. But if you go back and watch any of the videos, I know I talk a lot about the L shape. And we kind of sacrificed when I put this together, and then I had a night that I could not sleep. I was up all night thinking about, it's like, I don't really want a flip top. It's not what I wanted. I wanted an actual L shape with the the cabinets underneath with a cabinet from the other side and all this. So I slept on it, so to speak, for a week, but we worked on this a week ago. Bottom line is, you can see this is missing. We tore the front trim board back off. We took this piece out, and I got enough plywood that we're going to go ahead and do what we originally wanted, and that is an L shape. So I'm going to have a piece against the wall here for this one right here. It's going to come out, and then there'll be another one out here, so which will make this just a little opening here to go in around this L shape. And this will create the bar area that we sit at and eat, which is what we originally planned. And the original plans of the bus, well, I think when we were drawing it on the ground in the dirt. So we're back to that, which is what I wanted in the first place. Not sure what happened when we were doing this, that we overlooked it and decided to do a flip top thing and blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is, that's not staying that way. This is getting redone. And that's what we're working on today. So we got these out. I got to go in the workshop and cut down the boards, bring them back out here, reassemble it, redo the trim on the front, and then go from there. But let's walk in the wood shop because I want to show you something. So you remember this nice countertop we got going here? Well, here is its mate for the other side. So yes, we started gluing this up. It's glued up. I've been peeling the glue off of the scraper. And what we're going to do is we'll glue up a separate piece that's going to create the L shape to finish the countertop, and then we will glue them together. But in order to run it through the big sander that I'm fortunate to have access to, I didn't want to have that piece. I don't think it'll be too wide, but I don't want to take a chance. So we'll do that piece separate, then we'll put it all together, and this will be the countertop. And if you look closely, you can see we copied the theme. We have the tiger maple. I think that's either the red or the big finger. I'm not really sure. And another strip of tiger maple over here, and then all the cedar in the middle. We've had this stuff saved and stored underneath here. We already had it all picked out pretty much ahead of time to make sure we could duplicate it. And remember, this is all scraps. This is just stuff that we've been picked up here and there, and just trying to recycle as much as we can and make this build as cost effective but really look sharp. And we love that countertop, and I can't wait to get this one done and in place. So but what we're doing right now is we got these pieces. There's the one I pulled out, and then I have two more here, so we got to rip them down. And we're going to go ahead and do that now and get those back on the bus and start reassembling our kitchen again. So this is why I don't put stuff on paper. I don't have to tell you all this, and I could have just switched it and said that was the plan all along. Alright, so we cut those pieces out and we put them in place. And what we did here is we brought the counter out and threw it up here just to see what it was going to look like. And then we just threw on a couple pieces of scrap here just to kind of get a visual of what this will look like with the L shape in the opening. Now this opening will be a little wider than this because these are a little longer than they really need to be. They're about 2 inches too long. But I can still walk through here pretty much straight. Now granted, Tracy and I are fairly thin people. We're not really overweight, right?
Yeah.
So
I feel overweight.
yeah, it's we definitely got to cut it back a little bit. But that's kind of give you an idea. Now we're gonna have a big cupboard here on this side, and then this one will be what I did not want. I know I cut myself off, but this one's opening on the other side. But what I didn't want was a lazy Susan corner or a corner cupboard in the kitchen that everything got tucked in and lost way in the back. So if we'd have closed this off here and you accessed that from this side in behind there, we all know what happens. It's the bottomless pit of junk that you can never find. So now we have a usable cabinet here and a completely usable cabinet over here, which could be an entertainment center, DVDs, stuff like that. More storage. And then of course I'm standing in our living room. here where Trace is sitting. And it turns out that our kitchen, really with the L shape now, it's a separate room, but it turns out the kitchen is the biggest room on the bus. So if this is the living room area, essentially, and stops at the counters, like from here to the bathroom closet wall is bigger. Huh?
It's all kitchen.
It's all kitchen. It's bigger than any other spot on the bus. So the bedroom's smaller, which is fine. And of course the garage in the back. But yeah, I like it. I'm happy with just the way it is. And really I can walk through there pretty good. But take an inch off would be perfect. So that's what we got. Now you might be wondering, no, this counter doesn't go all the way. It's going to overhang over there because we'll be sitting at the stool that Trace is sitting in. Bar stools over there. That's probably where we'll eat most of the time. But it doesn't make it to here. Why is that? Well, this counter is going to be cut because this section is the stove section, which will be a full stove, well, not a full width, 20-inch stove. It'll come up through here. But we decided to glue this up as one piece, and then we'll be cutting it off at the 18-inch mark. That piece will go here, and then the rest of it will be over here. Speaking of that, Trace, I'm just looking at the measurement here. That means a lot more is going that way, this countertop. Mm-hmm. Which is not right. Wouldn't be past that. I'm only looking at the seam here. This is the seam for 18-inch.
Right. We made this side bigger.
Oh, to cut off what we didn't want. That's right.
Case,
but it's a lot bigger. For example, lift it up and we move this down to roughly where it's going to be. So I'm just going to follow this line. So it just scared me here from it. No big deal because it's too big. And too big is better than too small. Right about there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you can probably see we have two seams here. Because we didn't have two long enough pieces of tiger maples, but we made sure we had 18 inches. So when I cut it, I'm going to cut right on this here, and right through that one right there. So now this is sit roughly where it needs to be. So yeah, this is definitely past. Put the this up here. Basically, what we wanted is for this to end together at the end here. Because I like balance, so now we see this one. Tracy's got it pushed up against there, and we see how much longer our counter is. We have to cut off.
We have to cut it off.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trim it
because
out.
We're gonna trim it out.
Maple.
That's right. Because we got this tiger maple edge trimming here. So we're just kind of talking a lot, just showing you where we're at. So we really haven't had a lot of time on the bus here, but that's kind of what we've been working on. And yeah, something else that's been taking up a lot of our time, I'll show you real quick if you're interested. It's not about the bus, but it's life and things you got to do. Is Tracy and I have been really doing a lot of work on the truck. If you've seen this in any of the videos, it had peeling paint. It looked terrible. We cleaned it all up. I sprayed it, and it's looking good. All we got left to put on is the cowling plastic trim work on the front, which is also all sprayed up right here. So it's looking good. And two reasons why I did this. One, the truck needed some TLC, and it's looking pretty good now. Two, I wanted to get some more practice in using my spray gun, because guess what? Someday we gotta spray this bus. So, and then I had a little leftover paint, and I kind of played around with it here, and I got a nice, pretty good line, nice shine to it. So it's looking good. So it wasn't for nothing. It had two purposes: fix the truck up and practice for the bus when we're ready to paint this. Right, Trace?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna probably wrap it up right here because I gotta go take care of my mom for my brother's over there right now. I gotta give him a break, so we're gonna be heading over there. But yeah, anyway, thanks for swinging by. Life the Wild Ride, and our bus build is coming along. Not much has changed here in the back. You know, we got there's the compost toilet. Everything back here is pretty much probably the same as what you've already seen so far. But the next big build project really is going to be the bed. I've been kind of putting it off because I have a lot of sleepless nights designing it in my head and redesigning it. So it's probably the last big build. And then of course we have all plumbing to do. We got to cut our plumbing feed in here and all kinds of good stuff. All right, well, you have a great day. Thanks for swinging by. And remember, life is a wild ride.